My name is Melanie Jame Wolf. I am an Australian artist living and working in Berlin since about 2011. Lately, I have been working, my practice is shifting very much from performance and a choreography base to a more, especially a moving image basis, but also installation. The last work I kind of completed is a film called Forewarned, Forearmed, Foreshadowed, Foretold, which was filmed in 3 former East German locations, a watchtower on the border in Berlin, in Kreuzberg, a Tierpark, an animal park in Brandenburg, which was a Soviet soldier hunting range, and an ammunitions factory in Weissensee, which is a suburb here in Berlin. And it basically is a film, an experimental film looking at queer feminist possibilities for narrative making, in short. 2020 for me and my practice was always going to be different because at the end of 2019 I had a baby. And so that kind of requires rearrangement. But having my child coincided with a kind of a shift in my practice to a studio-based practice. Because before that, I was always working on theatre-based projects or performance and gallery-based projects where, we'd hire a rehearsal studio for a period of time. I'd never had studios before. And so then at the beginning of 2020, pre-corona, I had started this journey into having a studio, and it's really made a fundamental change to like the temporality that I approach making work with. But also my focus has come more to like materials and form before questions of performance and persona. So the project that I'm making is called Acts of Improbable Genius. In essence, it's a 2-channel video work. And it's about, it's a queer feminist analysis of comedy and certain modes of comedy, but looking at comedy through, of course, a gendered lens, these boring old debates around men and women and who can be funny, but also like what is the libidinal aspect, what are the libidinal politics of comedy, who gets to be funny, who gets to be desirable by being funny, and as that relates to masculinity. I think for me, one thing that I would like to change is there are many things that I would like to change. I think it's a really rigged game. And I think that's the big open secret, that it's a really rigged game. So something specifically that I would like to change, and this is across spheres or fields or sectors or whatever word we want to use, from theatre through to, big gallery work, is this idea of the labor of making work, in particular performance, and the very refined, dedicated skill set that it takes to work with affect. And because that's invisible labor and it's related to care, and so then it's feminized, it's devalued. And I think, if we could talk more about affect and the more intangible aspects and the labor of producing those affects, we might be able to shift the ground a little bit. That's one proposal. There are many things that I would like to change.